parents of 23-month-old Alfie Evans haven't given up hope of being allowed to take him to Italy for medical treatment. Last night, a medical team at Alderhay Hospital switched off Alfie's life support machine against the wishes of his parents. Doctors say that nothing more can be done to help him. The family has already lost 2 rounds of court fights, judges being told that Alfie's in a semi-vegetative state and has a very rare degenerative neurological condition. This morning, his father Tom told reporters outside the hospital that his son was still alive, that he'd been breathing on his own, and that doctors have given him water during the night.
We will need him to be supported in the next hour or two because he's been doing this for 9 hours, totally unexpected. The doctors are gobsmacked, and I do believe he will need some form of life support in the next couple of hours, and I think he ought to be respected and given that. I feel proud of myself for once, although everyone's been telling me to. So I'll look down the camera and say, unfortunately, to you trolls and to you judges and to you doctors, as it stands, I was right by my son. So respect me now and give Alfie this transfer to Italy because he's clearly shown the life, and that's all it is now. It's down to Alfie.
Well, another court hearing into Alfie's case has got underway at the Family Division of the High Court in Manchester this afternoon. The hospital have said that they won't be giving any updates on his condition. Roger Kiska is a solicitor with the Christian Legal Centre representing the parents of Alfie Evans. And Roger Kiska, what makes them and you want to go through another court appearance after 2 rounds of court fights have been lost?
Well, I think it's relatively miraculous what happened yesterday. That these were end-of-life measures put together by the court with the idea that his life would end once oxygen was removed, and it didn't. He lived for another 6 hours. So it's quite clear that as the prognosis has progressed, first the hospital had said that pneumonia would end his life. It didn't. They suggested that removing ventilation would end his life. It didn't. And so the hospital and its testimony isn't infallible, and we simply want, Tom and Kate want, to bring Alfie abroad to get a fresh pair of eyes and new treatment at a hospital that is wanting to treat, wanting to find out what's wrong with him.
So what would you like to happen now?
Well, as you may be aware, Alfie has been granted Italian citizenship, and he has been offered treatment at a hospital in Rome, and so we are asking that preventing him from leaving Alderhay be lifted, and that he be allowed to travel by medical transportation to Rome.
And you're ready to do that, are you? Because obviously speed is of the essence.
Yes, the Italian embassy has told us that they are ready and they are able to transport immediately.
And you'd have to get him there pretty quickly, wouldn't you, from the area he is now?
Well, he is stable. He is resilient. He was off oxygen for 6 hours. This would be a full medical team of experts who know how to take care of him. So we're confident that the transport will be safe and that Alfie will be safe. And the reality is that it's far better than the prospect of dying at Alderhay.
The specialists, though, at Alderhay will be saying they have done everything that they can for him. They say that life support treatment should stop and that further treatment is futile.
Well, they did stop life-sustaining treatment, or what they thought would be life-sustaining treatment, and he has survived. He is a miracle, literally and figuratively. And early on they tried to diagnose him with mitochondrial DNA depletion syndrome, which is what Charlie Gard had. I think only 16 confirmed diagnoses of that have ever happened. But that's not what he has, and they've admitted that they don't know exactly what he has. So we're simply wanting him to get treatment at a hospital that is interesting to see this through, to grant him the palliative care that he needs, and to basically look at this with hope rather than with an end game being end of life.
But judges who've listened to the evidence have said that flying him to a foreign hospital would be wrong and pointless. It would not be in Alfie's best interests.
Well, I think that decision, with all due respect, is muddled because on the one hand, they've said he's semi-vegetative, he doesn't feel pain or discomfort, and on the other hand, saying that this isn't in his best interest, that it would be uncomfortable and potentially dangerous. It's a false distinction, and to suggest that it's in his best interest to either suffocate to death or starve to death in a hospital in Liverpool, I think begs the question of what really is in his best interest. He's clearly still fighting. He wants to live. He survived 6 hours off of life support, and he should be given the chance.
Roger Kiska, thank you.